Today's May 9th, 2019, and this is episode 128 of PlaneSavers! Hey guys, it is, what did it say, Thursday, I think? Friday? Is it Thursday, Friday?
Today's Thursday.
Today's Thursday, thank you, Uncle Ronnie. Whew. So today is Tail Feather Thursday. We're going to get some tail feathers, hopefully, on the bird today. We're going to get some batteries in her, which is, you know, the power of the whole thing. So yesterday was kind of a chill day. Fred saved the world there, finding some microfish. But today we're going to make this more of an airplane. So let's find Jean and go check out the batteries.
Here's our battery shop. So Jean handle your batteries. So your batteries are right there.
Oh, look at this.
See the big black one?
Here's our batteries from AvGeeks. Getting ready to go. And this is just a small hint of, I think we saw this room very briefly in one of the first tours. But this is something that we really couldn't have done out in the field. So huge thank you to Nicole National Aerotechnic. And then the acid. Very cool. Okay, we got the batteries. They're all charged up.
Rejan's got them all charged up. The only difference is when we get a battery in your vehicle or in an airplane, most airplanes, it has the same coarse threaded wing nut. We take that assembly off. And Douglas had come up with the great idea that if we had bayonets in a receptacle, heavy spring on the tray that virtually ejects the battery, but it sends it up into its receptacles. They're held there. We don't have to do a connection.
So basically, the layman terms is the battery's put into a tray, which we'll go see, and they go up, and these make a connection like ka-chink, ka-chink, and
you can't get the polarization wrong. If you put the battery in the tray wrong, it's never going to hit the bayonet. So it's not a matter of hooking the positive and the negative up in wrong order.
Is this what year would this design came out? Is this original or is this something came later?
Something that came later. The original ones did have cables that were twisted on, but this makes life easy, especially in cold weather climate where if you have to take batteries out at night to keep them warm, rather than have to unscrew every morning and at night put them back together. This way you can get the battery out easier.
So why does a DC-3 need such big batteries?
Well, the cable run, any airplane, if we could have the battery here, the starter right here, the cable run from the battery to the starter being short, we could probably run a battery half this size. But if you look at where the batteries are located, wires from there have to go to the wheel well to the relay and then up to the starter. So you need a battery with a lot of cranking amps.
It's always better to have two?
Always. Well, we need two. It's 12 and 12. 12 volts. 12 volts.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hooked in series, then we get 24 for the 24 volt system.
That's right. So yeah, your car at home is 12 volt. In your flashlight 6 volt, airplane 24 volt.
24 volt and
very heavy.
Hey Mike, what are you doing there?
Oh, we're just taking off some surface corrosion of this rudder hinge. That is going to be the top rudder hinge. And our feathery friends were sitting on it, so I'm just taking it down, taking some of the pivots on it, and then gonna etch an outlet on it. And
right on.
Stop the corrosion.
And Bobby, you removed it? Oh, donut.
It was missing 2 bolts in the rear. So yeah, I removed it. Watching Mikey work.
Is this backwards day?
It's backwards day. I get to film Mike working on the airplane.
I got a special treat for you guys. Pierre has allowed me to sneak in one of his classrooms and get a inside look at a classroom in like a live session. So while the boys are working on the plane, let's sneak in there really quick and see Pierre's day job.
Goedemorgen, mijn dames en heren. Eerstbrug hier kapitein. Mijn naam is Pieter Kiraert. Herzlich willkommen aan boord auf unserem Flug nach Gelbes Messer. Ik wens euch hier eine angenehme Flug und bedanke mich für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit.
This is a Dornier 328, which is a very good aircraft, and for us it's probably the best aircraft we can have at school at that time. We have bought it a couple of years ago in Germany, and it's the best for the school because it's the smallest airliner that can fit our hangar here. And by the way, this aircraft is equipped with the third generation FS system. So for the avionics part, it's a very good and very interesting aircraft.
So Pierre was awesome enough to let me sit in on the class here. This is a real aircraft. This is a real registered aircraft. Of course, it's not flying commercially anymore, but they're keeping it to a commercial standard, which is amazing. And so the snags on this aircraft are real. These aren't classroom snags. These are snags that the airplane has. I think what they're going through right now is the flight attendant speaker system. And yeah, so this is so cool. Again, École Nationale d'Aérotechnique, this is your classroom, a real airplane. And yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this cool opportunity these students have. So here, some of the snags are real?
Yes, that's right. And they have to discover it. And sometimes we have students that are going too fast and they do not notice the problem. And so that's the time when they lose points.
But like these are real problems with the airplane.
Yes. These are problems that came with the aircraft, and we have not solved them, and so they have to discover them. This is a computer room that is used for search for technical documentation, and they have some report to produce about some specific equipment. So I ask a specific question on specific equipment, and so they have to provide me with the right answers and the right choice of equipment.
Thanks, Pierre, for letting me hang out in class for a few short minutes. It's good to see what you do normally.
Yeah.
When are you going to be back on the airplane? On Saturday?
Yes, sure.
Saturday, okay, and so thank you. Oh.
Thank you so much. And
Okay.
if you want to go back at school, you are the most welcome. So,
Very nice. Cool, thank you. Okay, so yeah, now I got to figure out how to get back. So thank you, Pierre, for showing that his classroom really quick. That was very good. Students, again, are like super lucky. But yeah, this has become almost an infomercial for École Nationale d'Aérotechnique, but rightfully so. So back to the hangar, back to the DC-3 and see what's happening down there. Okay, perfect. So the part that I was etch elidying and adding some paint to is now installed, which is so great because you can't tell from this distance how badly I painted it. But corrosion don't care how good the paint is, they just care that there's paint on it.
It's a great paint job. I thought it was great. I picked it up, I thought, well, maybe, did I paint this?
So you're being too kind. Way too kind. So, how's it all going, Ron?
All right. Good.
That's good.
Batteries, Mike won't be able to do tomorrow. The bottom of the tray is still pretty wet.
Oh, okay. So batteries are still waiting for some paint to dry because Stella is going crazy with the paint. As you can see, it's going pretty good. And Fred, pedostatic system?
Pedostatic system, yep.
How are we doing for lines and everything?
Pretty good. We found somebody that can help for making the new lines. So maybe tomorrow would be good.
Sounds good. So everything's going good. Busy, man. Holy smokes. Oh. Oh, what's going on, Stella?
I have no idea. What's that?
See if your candle fits through the hole here.
And Norma?
Yes.
Let's go look at your red stripe.
My red stripe? It is something else.
So what did Stella have you working on today?
Well, we did all the red stripe. We did the inner side of the wing on the left side, on the captain's side. And that red stripe is almost done. It's just about 4 feet we have to do in the front there. And then we untaped all the interior, the bins, and the bathroom in the back, and the famous bathroom. And that's about it. Then I helped Bobby with the door, and
Looking
we're
good?
having fun. Oh yeah, we're having fun.
Yeah. Can somebody plug us in, please?
Jay, what's happening over here?
We're running out of battery.
Well, we have a small lightning hole to go through in the vertical stab to attach the forward portion of the upper rudder hinge that you painted. It looks like I painted. So professionally done. So we're going to see if Stella, if we can get going upwards, we're going to see if Stella can get her hand through there. Elevator going up. Oh, no, it's a rudder. Okay, so Stella, show them how you had to get your arm in there. Normally, this portion, the tip of the stab comes to install this. But with Stella's arm,
The first arm in there, and then the second arm
arm
here.
in there,
And then you hung like this.
she managed to get the nuts on and hold them with a socket. So we are
This is the result.
secured. Yay!
Yay!
So Jay, what other stuff have you done to the tail here?
Well, we got this pulled today. That's the one that Mike painted up. Cleaned the corrosion off it. It was just minor under the top layer of paint. Cleaned that up. LumaPrep Allodyne Prime. Got the new hinge on. New hinge here. This one's new. All secured into place. Now we're just closing up the lightning holes.
Why for?
Tin tape keeps the birds out. And once the rudder's on, there's really very little room in here to see, but enough room for birds to get in. We don't want to have more nests in there. So tomorrow we'll be hooking up the rudder post, putting the parts back in there that the sheet metal guys took apart, and getting it ready to mount the rudder.
Sounds good. So we kind of thought we were going to put the rudder on, and that was a tall tail.
That was a tall tail.
And we'll probably take it outside, maybe Saturday, and give it another run.
Oh, what's that? Saturday, another run?
Yeah, I think Saturday, it's going to be nice out Saturday, so I think we'll shove it outside maybe on Saturday and give it another run.
Is Ray picking up more aviol? Is he picking up the fire sleeve?
I can call him, yeah.
If we had that, we could finish the new brake lines and bleed the brakes.
Yeah, because we want to check the brakes with the engine running, eh?
Yeah, so Aviol has got some parts coming. They have the core seal, the fire sleeve in stock, and we're waiting on the de-icer boot screws. And yeah, sounds good. Okay, folks, I think that's where we're going to end the episode. If you're joining us from Flight Chops' episode that hopefully is airing today, please let me know in the comments if you got this far, which means you probably like it. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe, as I'm 100% of the YouTube revenue is going into this airplane, and that is maybe a first, definitely a first for a DC-3. So we're working our butts off. You know, we're on episode 128, and if you got some time on your hands, go all the way back to December 28th and watch us from the beginning at episode 00. But that being said, yeah, so thanks for joining us. Here's our DC-3. We found it on eBay and called Uncle Ronnie. Said, do you think we can get her flying? He said, yep, we'll get her flying. And we picked the day, June 6th, the 75th anniversary of D-Day, folks. And this aircraft was in D-Day. And that's why we're working our butts off with the help of volunteers, students, people, friends, relatives, and businesses, and also the help from Ecole Nationale d'Aerotech, the whole 9 yards. So, yeah, so there I am, rambling. I'm going to end that episode there. I'm going to let Fred say the goodbye here. So, hey, Fred, you want to tell everybody goodbye?
Goodbye. See you tomorrow.